fashion. And I think I have one of the best anti-matchups of all the decks. This hand is mediocre. I don't know if I want to run it. Yeah, I want 2 ice. Let's see if I can't get luckier. This is way better. This is perfect. And they're mulliganing too, which is always a good start. Alright, so I'm going to do Caduceus HQ, Eli Remote Server, or Eli R&D, and I could install marked accounts, but I'll click for a credit. I don't want to like turn on Dirty Laundry on the first turn if I don't have to, so I won't. I mean, he could always do it to archives, but I don't want to give him free looks. So he's got Data Sucker, always good to start, and Yogg. I'm glad I didn't install Viper. Basically, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so I'm going to do Draco marked accounts and credit. Now, you know what? I'm going to actually put another Draco on archives. Let's see how that works out. See if he wants to get face checky on me. I like doing this where I don't install, or I don't res. I'm gonna res here. That's fine. We'll see if he wants to waste any time Eliing through. Hopefully we can bait a run onto this remote server. Alright, well I don't need to. I'm doing this, normally I would want to like keep some money to like defend this marked accounts with the 1. But since he's on 3 credits and only has 1 click left, he won't be able to trash my marked accounts, which is pretty important. So I'll let him in here. Fair trade, I get rid of his fairy. There's no danger of getting this run on and trashed. And now he doesn't really have HQ access. He's going to need to go get a Mimic. And he looks poor. So as long as I don't... Oh, he's shutdowning me? That's annoying. Okay, fair enough. No, maybe he's not. Oh, he's shutdowning the Caduceus. Okay, fair enough. I'm probably just going to take 3 credits then. I could put money on marked accounts actually. I mean, I'm not, as long as I don't draw an agenda, it's no big deal if he gets into HQ. And he's poor. The most important thing. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna actually put money on marked accounts and take 2. If he wants like free access to my HQ, that's not a big deal. I mean, if he plays a Desperado and starts running on HQ for money, that's annoying. But he didn't have 1 to start. So, good chance he still doesn't have 1. I love these draws where you don't have to worry about agendas. Generally in the beginning of the game in this deck, it's pretty difficult to score, and I don't. So let's see if he wants to get at my marked accounts or try. Special order for Mimic, I assume. That's going to make account siphoning a little difficult. I could Eli on HQ. Alternatively, I could put a Draco on HQ. Draco is always good on HQ because it can stop an account siphon as long as you don't res it. And I don't think I'm too worried about him just getting into HQ. I'm more worried about account siphon. This character assassination is not going to get scored. It's either going to get stolen or shuffled back in. So it's whatever. I don't really need to protect it with an Eli. Eli I like to save for R&D. So those data center counters are going to get a little bit annoying because as soon as Corroder comes out, he's going to be able to use them on my Eli and start pounding R&D. But I do have 2 Elis, which makes it a lot more difficult, and I can clear. If he ever builds up like 5 or 6 of these, I might consider clearing. Especially, clearing becomes a lot more reasonable to do when you're sitting on this or pad campaign, since you're passively gaining money on the turns where you're, skipping. So it's not like a totally wasted turn. You at least gain some value. And he wants to run on my HQ. So I'm gonna no res, and then I'm going to res Caduceus. Make him pay if he wants to get in. He could E-shutdown again, he could steal me. Steal my character assassination, don't really care. He stole it. Okay, one less thing to worry about. Now I just gotta I just don't want him to gain money. As long as he's not gaining money, it's not a big deal. The important thing is that I secure some sort of long-term economic advantage, and then I'll use that in the late game by playing Sands and snowballing with more of my drip economy. Like this. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want to be doing. I can even put more on this one rather than click for credits. Which seems fine. I'm not in danger of basically anything. He's got Yogg Mimic, but not a big deal. Unfortunately, this Viper is not going to do a lot because he has both Yogg and Mimic. I do like it a little bit better than Enigma because they actually need to get both. So at least in the early game, oh perfect. I love when people play this card against me. This is one of my favorite reasons to play NBN, is because people play that card against you. Alright, now I have Sansan. So I'm going to protect that with Eli. And I'm going to click for a credit. It's going to be pretty expensive for him to get into that one. Now it's just a matter of keeping this alive, keeping my drip economy alive, keeping him off account siphons, and then eventually locking up R&D and building the server big enough that it's never reasonable for him to get into it. And even if he does pay to get into it and trash the Sansan, then hopefully he'll be poor enough that I can just score some other way. And he's desperately, there's his Katie Jones, so he did find it. Unfortunately. So now I need to find another character assassination or breaking news so I can quickly kill this. So I think I'm going to start drawing cards. Because if I can get a breaking news before this Katie Jones goes off, I'll be way, way better off than if he just runs away with it right now. So I'm going to start drawing. There's a character assassination. I could hedge fund and then just put the character assassination on the, that seems fine, actually. Hopefully he doesn't, like, inside job it. If he does, that sucks. This might be, like, a little bit, hasty. He's probably going to try to put money on Katie Jones first, but since he's broke, like, and he would need to go, like, click, you know, blah, 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 get that. I mean, I'm just not worried about it. It doesn't seem like a reasonable line of play. Neither does running on it on the first click, I don't think. Since he's broke, he could easily just run into something that's, like, I don't know. Maybe it's correct for him to run on it. But, you know, he doesn't know that this is Eli. It wouldn't make any sense to put, like, important things behind an Eli here anyway. And now I can just go off. And now I'm actually glad I put the money on marked accounts rather than click for a credit. And he discarded the Katie Jones. We're in business, ladies and gentlemen. Perfecto. We did it. Now he's going to feel like he needs to come and get that. And that's just going to set him behind really far. Marked accounts, I call this a marked accounts team deck. FAO on my Draco. I'm actually going to put 2 counters on this. Just to get my, like, I just don't want to have money because I don't want him to actually land an account siphon. If he gets in, like, with an account siphon, I'm a little bit sketched out by it. Like, obviously this is literally just me putting money away. Like, it doesn't do anything because he's playing Mimic. So I'm just putting permanent counters on this. Like, he could be, I guess, having, like, I don't know. He could be playing, hell if I know. Maybe because I have closed accounts, I just don't want to do this. Maybe it's just easier to just close accounts him after he runs on it. But, you know, I'm going to make it, like, a little bit, unreasonable for him to do that. I'm going to, like, stay off money as long as I can. There's an Astro script. I'll do that now. Now I'm sort of running away with it. Unfortunately, I miss a turn of marked accounts, but I'm still far off account siphon. Like, it's not worth it to come in and account siphon me. Like, his better plays include running R&D and clicking through Eli right now, which is always a good sign. So you get to see the power of NBN long game against Criminal with this drip economy. I mean, Criminal does not have, you know, it doesn't have like a whole lot of resources for actually, you know, dealing with a long game. They bug out. As long as you can keep them off account siphon, their economy doesn't really sustain itself. All they have is Katie Jones. And this deck has 3 character assassinations, 2 breaking news to help just destroy Katie Jones before he gets out of hand. And yeah, he's having to go get, I guess, a 3rd one, or probably a pro contacts, which is just equally as mediocre against me. Yeah, there's pro contacts. That's gonna take, I mean, I really don't like it in Andy, the pro contacts hostage thing. It's just like, it just takes so long before it pays off. And there's his Desperado. So now he's got basically everything online, but it's too late. I'm gonna start by drawing. Then I'm going to put a Caduceus on there and click for a credit. Once again, just keeping him off the account siphon. I would normally prioritize R&D right now because I have fast advance and he's, you know, he's not in any shape. He has to stop my fast advance if he wants to win. But it just feels like right now the only way that he's getting anywhere is by account siphoning me for a lot of money. So here I'll res. He has to like break one subroutine and then jack out probably. Yeah, he doesn't need to break both subroutines here, since he's not getting in. Unless he wants to let me run both monies, and then get in, but allow me to gain a lot of money, 6 credits. Probably the play here is just to break the money, and then jack out. Now, next turn, I can fast advance this Beal. If he doesn't want to break the money for 1, then why would I increase this trace strength? Yeah, I mean, if he could stop it for 1, then he would. So he's letting me gain 3. I mean, he has to pay 5 to break all of these traces to get an account siphon in. Because at the very least, I can go down to 3 money by tracing the crap out of him for the caduceuses. I mean, like, since all my subroutines are traces, they all have to be broken if you want to land a full account siphon. And I get my Beal attack in. And, I mean, looks like game. I got Jackson Howard now too, which helps break R&D lock. I can just install Jackson Howard on top of the Sansan, and until he comes and actually trashes the Sansan, I have the ability to fast advance 3-2s after. Alright, so... Okay. So he's just letting me gain a lot of money, which is an interesting plan. I mean, he could, I don't really... I guess this is okay. I mean, he's gonna try to account siphon me, but I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna let him gain more than 6 money off this account siphon. I love these multiple subroutine ices because so many of the best decks are playing, you know, Mimic, Data Sucker, Yogg, Corroder. I mean, at least the criminal decks are playing that, and that's like most of the best decks. So the only really good way to combat that is to, I mean, you can either have a lot of huge ice and then clear Data Stalker tokens and then hope they like run into Grim and get them like that, but that's difficult. The easier way to do it is just make it still expensive by playing stuff like Eli. And then here I'm going to increase the trace strength by the full 14. This way, the account siphon just gains the 6 money, like it doesn't really get him anywhere doing this. I mean, he can run and trash my sand now, but he'll be dead broke. I can trash his pro contacts, and then I can put money on the marked accounts again. And pro contacts will have done next to nothing. So yeah, the beauty of being poor against account siphon. I mean, like, it's funny, but it's usually my game plan is to waste all of my money, and then you can invest in stuff like marked accounts and pad campaign that will make you recover very quickly from account siphon, despite the fact that they make you broke. They don't gain very much money. So, like, this isn't going to get him very far at all. I mean, the best thing you can do is, like, what? He can't even click for the credit play R&D interface and then click the relay. So, not too worried about anything in particular. If he tries to build up money in any way, I'm close to counting. He's got my Sansan on the ropes. It's backed into a corner now. Unfortunately, for him, he doesn't really have a trash. This is an interesting way to draw a card, since I'm just gonna trash it. Put my ash on top of my Sansan. Maybe it would have been better to click for 2 credits there, so I could actually res the ash and protect the Sansan if I need to. But he's on 1, so he would need to, like, have dirty laundry into it. And then I would still have the ash. Alright. So he's got Corroder now. It might be time. No, I got the win. And that is how you beat Andy.